So now that you guys know how to find your customer avatar, find your offers, and know how to solve their problems, we are moving on to the next step, and that is optimizing your Facebook profile. Now, the reason why we do that is because when someone starts scrolling and you start generating traffic, they are going to come to your profile and they are going to look, who is this person? And because of the attention deficit and attention span deficit of people these days, you have to catch them in that moment. And if they don't see or they don't like what they see, they'll just keep scrolling. So this is the aim of this couch session, is to explain how and why it is important to optimize your Facebook profile. Now let's get a couple of things straight. Facebook does not really allow you to have more than one Facebook profile. They only like one profile because that's the best way that the algorithm works, that they gather all the information relevant to you and they get to know you a lot better. So they don't really like it if you have two, because sometimes they can give conflicting information and whatever. So they're not a big fan of that. And it is actually against their terms and conditions to have more than one Facebook profile. So always bear that in mind. When you do and eventually become further in your online career, you are going to have things like Facebook advertising, and those things are all connected to your profile. And if you start becoming quite famous and you become verified and all those sort of things, and they look into your profile and they see, oh, there's actually two of them, and they happen to block them or your profile, you can end up losing quite a bit of your business. There was a time in mid-2021 when there was just absolutely craziness happening in the e-commerce world, drop shipping and Amazon FBA, where Facebook changed the algorithm and they were just banning business accounts left, right, and center. And it was just absolute chaos in the e-commerce world, and people lost thousands of dollars because of that. So you don't want to be on the wrong side of Facebook's algorithm and Facebook's terms and conditions. So just to let you guys know. Also, your Facebook profile has the longest standing record with Facebook. And if you were even vaguely active on that profile, it shows that you're a real person and not a bot. So there are certain things that you are able to get away with an old profile, as opposed to something that you've just started just now for affiliate business or whatever online business you're doing. So having your personal profile and using it for business is really powerful. Now, there's a lot of ways that people say, oh, yeah, it's a social platform, but it started off as that, but it has become a business platform. I mean, advertising, its main source of revenue, or is its main source of revenue, and they optimize to be a business platform. So this is why it is the best platform to use for your online business, because it just works and everyone knows it. You know how to use Facebook. I mean, really, you just need to tweak it a little bit to start making money from it though. So this is why I recommend you use your real profile. Now, a lot of people say, oh, what will my family think? Oh, what will my whoever think? It doesn't give a shit, really, honestly. I mean, are they paying your bills? No, they're not. It's going to be making you a lot of money. So whatever they think of your what's happening on your profile, it should not concern you. Whether it's your friends or your family and they're judging you, they can piss off, honestly. The day they start paying your bills and fulfilling your dreams, then they can start saying what you can and cannot do and start judging. Until then, don't worry about it. Facebook is a business platform. Use it. You must actually tune them. Oh, dumbass, for not using Facebook as a business profile. You scroll and waste time. I scroll and make money, China. So yeah, tell them. So, rant over. So what is the aim of your profile? Just quickly to put that as well, you can use a page if you want to stay anonymous. A page does not have as much power because it's obviously not as old as your profile. It is connected to your profile, so it does have a little bit of power, but in terms of reach and all those things, it's a little bit harder to do that. Groups, on the other hand, is a very good thing to have, but again, start with your profile, keep it simple. So why do we use the profile? Purely because it is your landing page. It's like your online resume. Now, as I mentioned, you want people, once you start generating traffic, people will come to your profile to see what is actually happening, who you are, who's this person stalking me, and should I actually trust them? And because attention is at a premium, the moment they get to your landing page, they should see a couple of things immediately. If they don't, they're going to think, who is this person? And they're going to maybe scroll on, or they're just going to go completely, bounce. So what you want them to see immediately is that you want them to see your face. I mean, people they've become so paranoid online and about business online, is if they don't see your face, if they don't know who you are, it's very difficult to do business with a nameless, faceless entity. But the moment they see your face, they know who you are. I mean, on Facebook, you can see someone's face and scroll through and you can get to know that person. So first thing they want to see is your face. Second thing is your name. They want to know who you are. It's like Nike and the slogan. I mean, or the symbol and the name Nike. I mean, you put the two together and it forms a cohesive bond, and then you put your slogan in there as well, and it's even better. I mean, and if you put that over a whole bunch of platforms, it's a cohesive message that you send out to a lot of people. So when they see your name and they see your face, they're going to put the two together. Now, obviously, I'm terrible. I'm not going to say that. I used to be very terrible with names. And for me, it was always putting the name and the face together. And the only way that I could eventually do that was by saying the person's name often. And this is why it's important to keep showing your name and your face together, because people will start then remembering your name and your face and your name, and put the two together. Very important. Then also what you do. Like, what am I doing? I sell chickens for a living. They want to know why you are bothering them. They want to see, okay, is this person able to add value to my life or not? If for instance, you say, yeah, I sell crypto, and they are not a crypto fan, they're going to bounce. If you say that I help you build an online business utilizing your passion, and they are interested in that, they might say, oh, okay, cool, this guy might show me something or teach me a thing or two. And this is then why you want them to be optimized. But the thing is, you have to optimize these things to keep them there, because if they don't see that information in the first couple of seconds, 3 seconds is as much as you have, they will bounce. So you have to put and condense all these things together. And then the other thing that you want to put there is how you actually do this, by not making it complicated. You don't have to have complicated funnels to build your online business. And then also call to action. Once again, people scrolling on the internet, I mean, when you look at yourself well, one day just take a camera, film yourself while you scroll through Facebook, and you'll see exactly what I mean. You are brain dead. I mean, you're just like scrolling. So for them to be able to stop scrolling and then take action on something, you have to tell them to do it. So firstly, they scroll, see your profile, now they see your face, they see your name, they see what you do, they see how you do it, and then you say, call to action. Click this button. And they click the button. So you have to have a call to action as well. If you're not going to have a call to action, they're not going to do anything. So you have to have a call to action as well. Only once these things has been met, would they start looking a little bit further down your profile. Now, obviously, there's a lot of tips and tricks, and we will discuss that in the actual practical part, and that's probably going to be more in this specific section. But there is a way that you can get people to stay a little bit longer. And your Facebook is pretty much divided into 2 different parts, if I can put it that way. The above the fold, like once someone lands on your profile, what they see, that's basically your profile picture, your banner, your personal information, your links, and then also maybe your collections or something like that. So you want to make sure that whatever they see as they land on your page is the information you want to relay to them, like what you do, who you are, how you do it. And this is really important. So we are going to start with that above the fold bit and explain how to do that. I will obviously run through this a little bit more in detail on the computer, because this is where it becomes a bit more technical. Not technical, it's just easier to explain on a computer. So the first thing that you need to remember is you have to optimize your Facebook profile for phone first. Most people scroll on their phones. They sit down in the tube or in the train or on the bus or whatever, and they pull out their phone and they scroll. They sit down in the park, have their lunch, they pull out their phone and they scroll. So you have to think about that when you optimize your Facebook profile, that it has to be done for phone first. Why I say that is with your cover picture, there are parts of your cover picture that becomes cut off. Your profile picture on a computer screen is to the side, and on a phone it's in the middle, so it cuts off part of your banner picture again. So you need to keep these things in mind when you are designing your cover picture, so that you make sure you don't have any writing blocked up. People can still see all the necessary information, even if they are on their phone or whether they're on their laptop or computer as well. So always do it phone first, but bear that in mind that they have different things that you can see on different platforms. You have to have a mission statement as well. Like mine is helping people build a business around their passion. You have to let people know that this is what you do. This is what your aim is, why you want to start bothering them, why you have appeared in their timeline, because I want to help you build a business, build around your passion, even as a beginner. So this is the thing that you have to remember. Now, this mission statement is going to be like your slogan. And you have to bear this in mind. Like I said earlier, the Nike one, just do it. You've got the logo, you've got the name, and you've got the slogan. Those three things go hand in hand with each other. And for you, you need to build the same thing. So they want to see your face, they want to see your name, and there should be a slogan that gets associated with you. Mine is let me show you, because I really just want to show you. I want to take you and turn the computer around and say, yee, let me show you. So mine is let me show you, and you want people to start associating that with your name and your face, with your brand. That should be like your slogan. And everywhere where you put your link, you should say, let me show you, bam, and your link. Your message should be congruent through wherever you put it. And having a slogan that makes people understand what you do, or this tagline, whatever you want to call it, really helps this process along. So we are, I'm going to say again, there's a lot of stuff that we'll rather do on the computer, but call to action has to be there. As I said, people go dumb, so you need to tell them what to do. Like, listen, buddy, press this button. If you want to move ahead here, press this button. You see what I'm offering? Yeah, press this button and go check it out. So you need to have that thing there. Now, when it comes to links and stuff, I've seen some really ridiculous Facebook profiles, and you know, attention, as I said, is an absolute premium these days. And if you use your Facebook profile for business and you're going to attract people there, and once they get there, they're going to get so confused, then you are basically wasting your time. When people come to your profile and they are inundated with where you've worked for the last 17 years, what positions you've held for the last 20, and how many millions of friends and how hobbies and interests you have, they're going to bounce. They're not interested in whether you like butterfly farming or not. They don't give a shit. They want to know what you can do for them. And if they can't see that, or they can't figure it out between this puke of whatever shit's going on your Facebook profile, they're not going to buy anything from you. So you want to make sure that your link, you only have one link, and that is your main link, where you want them to go. Because all your content that you will be producing, which we'll talk about later, all that content should be pointing them to one link. And there should be one. If there's two, they're not going to know which link to press. And that is very important to know. You don't want to confuse the people when you bring them to your profile. So you want to keep it as simple and as elementary as possible. So they come there, they see who you are, they see what you do, you tell them to do something, they do it, bam, done. You don't want them to make a decision, because the moment they need to decide for themselves, they are going to make the wrong decisions. Human nature, people do most of the time. but you don't want to give them that opportunity. And by keeping it straightforward and simple, like this is my link, press here, this is what I offer, if you want to have it, press this link, go, and then move on to the next step. That is what it should be like. Plain and simple, clean, nice and neat. And your message should be congruent everywhere, whether it's on your banner image, when you click that call to action and it's the post next to it, it needs to be congruent. On your tagline at the bottom, it should be the same. Everywhere it should be the same. Repetition, repetition, repetition. If people sees it often enough, it will get stuck in their mind, and subconsciously they will recognize it a lot quicker next time they see you, or they'll start noticing you more often as well. But this is the thing, above the fold, when someone comes to your profile, you don't want to waste their time. You don't want to confuse them. You want to make it as simple as humanly possible for them to understand what needs to happen next, and like what you can offer them, what you can do for them, how you do it, and then also where they can find this information. So these are the really important parts of optimizing above the fold and why you should be doing that. Otherwise, you're just going to be losing people and all your hard work will be for nothing. So next up, we're going to go straight to the computer. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be spending more time on the computer with this session specifically because it is a little bit more design oriented. Awesome. See you there.